So we are on a mandatory shelter-in-place warning. We haven't been on this yet. This is the first week for us in Alabama. We're like one of the last states to do it. And because of that, I can't go to Chase's to work on the Datsun, but he was able to work on it this week anyway, and he has done some really awesome stuff. So we're going to do it like this until this social distancing and shelter-in-place stuff is over with. He's going to keep working on the Datsun and keep kicking that can down the road. I'm going to keep working on this thing and our next budget project that should drop later this week or early next week. And we'll just keep going like this until all this stuff is over with. I hope you guys are staying safe. Check out the video.
So this thing has been torn apart for a long time. We're very excited to get to piece the front of this back together and try to make this a whole vehicle again in preparation for finally getting to drive it. But a big problem, and a lot of you have commented about this as we've built this cab lift system, is this body line back here. It's gonna hit. What can we do? So I think we have a solution. Me and Caleb talked about it a lot, and we're going to try to start laying down the framework for that solution right now. So these are our factory mounting tabs, and obviously our frame's 14 inches over the factory width. We can't use that. So we actually land about right here. So I'm trying to clean this up and get this height to be the correct height so that all of the framework lines back up for this core support, the fender's hood and everything that has to mount to it, because we're about to turn it all into one unit. So we've kind of got everything pieced back together and the body lines lined up and where we want them to be. We're going to weld all of it together. The entire front clip is going to be one assembly. We're going to build a tube frame inside of that, and we're going to hinge it right here on the front. I've got to make some cuts on the fenders. We'll remove the portion that will get in the way of actually lifting the cab forward, and then we'll build the body kit around the ability to lift forward before the cab comes up. And that should have everything squared away. I'm not going to go too crazy with weld at this point. I believe this hinge point's going to work, but until I actually get to lift this thing up, I think it would be a bad idea to just fully weld it. So our hinges are in. I've got to cut this support system right here to see if it's going to lift away and actually pivot out like we need it to before we start adding tubing. But that should get us in a position where this can all lift away without interfering with the cab. Raise the nose, raise the cab. Guys, check that out. Man, that is exciting. I wish I could explain how nervous I've been about that actually moving in a way that doesn't interfere. Oh man, that's great. So we'll build in a tube system for this so it won't actually be supported by the tack welds on the core support, and I'll actually weld in the plates and everything for the hinges. This is awesome. Next up is going to be the fenders. I've got both of them marked right here. That's where it's going to get cut off. We need it cut high at an angle so that when it's all one piece with that tube frame that I still haven't built, it's going to lift away without interfering with anything and get out of the way of the cab so it can lift up. Alright, that's it for this week. Thank y'all so much for watching. The hinge system has turned out really good. It's just getting everything out of the way of the cab so that the cab can lift while the front clip is still attached to the truck. This gets us a huge step closer to putting the truck on the road. Very excited to put the rest of this together. Secret word of the week is tailgate. So like, subscribe, put that in the comments, try to make a cool sentence out of it. Again, thank y'all so much for watching to the end of these videos. It makes a big difference. If you want to take it a step farther than that, we have a join button now. It's 99 cents a month, and it makes an enormous difference on us being able to focus more time on content and be able to get these parts and all the consumables we need and everything. It just makes a huge difference. To everyone on the crew that's helping now with that, thank y'all so much. It's really impactful. Come back next week. We're going to have hopefully a whole big pile of parts for the Datsun.